You were not born to be average. Deep inside you, there's a voice that has been quietly whispering, sometimes screaming, that you're meant for more than the routine, more than the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle, more than settling for a life that doesn't reflect the fire you feel in your chest when you dream with your eyes open. That voice, it's the same one the top 1% listened to before the world knew their names. Because unlocking the millionaire mindset isn't about money, it's about radical responsibility. It's about flipping a switch in your brain that says, I will no longer tolerate mediocrity. I will reprogram every thought, every belief, and every action to match the vision I have for my life. And if you want to win like the 1%, you have to start thinking like them. Because millionaires don't think like the rest. They don't react like the rest. They don't waste time like the rest. They operate on a different frequency, one built on clarity, discipline, and relentless execution. You either upgrade your mindset or you get left behind. There is no middle lane anymore, not in 2025. Rewrite the story they gave you. You were handed a script when you were young. Go to school, get a job, work hard, play it safe. Wait your turn, retire at 65, and maybe, just maybe, life will reward you. But let me ask you who wrote that script, because it sure as hell wasn't someone who made it into the 1%. That script was designed to keep you obedient, not free. Millionaires tore that paper up a long time ago. They realized early that no one was coming to save them. That safety is an illusion. That the system was never built to reward ambition. It was built to suppress it. So they rewrote their story. They crafted a new narrative, one where they're the main character, the author, and the director of their life. And now it's your turn. You've been living someone else's version of success, but the millionaire mindset demands that you define your own. What does freedom look like to you? What does your life look like at its fullest, rawest potential? Answer that, and then build everything around that answer. Because if you don't write your own story, someone else will do it for you. And trust me, it won't be a bestseller. Obsession is a requirement, not a red flag. We've been lied to, told to stay balanced, to take it slow, to not get too obsessed. But here's the truth, if you're not obsessed, you won't make it, period. The millionaire mindset is forged in fire, long nights, early mornings, sacrifices no one claps for. The 1%, they don't dabble, they don't try, they go all in. While others binge shows, they binge learning. While others sleep in, they execute. While others wait for the perfect time, they create their own momentum. Obsession is the fuel that separates the players from the spectators. It's not about being busy. It's about being possessed with a vision so clear, so vivid, that the idea of giving up makes you sick. If you're trying to live like the 1%, you need a fire that doesn't quit, even when everything around you says you should. Stop apologizing for wanting more. Stop diluting your hunger to make others comfortable. Let them call you crazy. Just don't let them call you average. Failure is a strategy, not a setback. Most people fear failure. They avoid it like the plague. But the millionaire mindset flips the script entirely. Failure is not the enemy, it's the mentor, the 1%. They've failed more than most people have ever tried. They've been embarrassed, rejected, humiliated, and broke. But they never let that be the end of their story. Every failure is a data point, a lesson, a test. And every test is an opportunity to prove to the universe that you're serious. The broke mindset takes failure personally. The millionaire mindset takes it professionally. They analyze it, extract the lesson, and use it as fuel. They don't just get back up, they get back up smarter, faster, and more dangerous. If you're not failing, you're playing it too safe. And no one builds an empire from their comfort zone. In 2025, you have to risk more, fail faster, and learn quicker. You don't need more motivation, you need more reps. Fail forward and fail often. That's how winners are built. Your environment is your future. You cannot grow in soil that was never meant to nurture you. The people around you, the conversations you tolerate, the habits you keep, those are either feeding your future or feeding your excuses. The millionaire mindset is ruthless about environment because proximity is power. Who you listen to, who you spend time with, who you allow to speak into your life, those choices will shape your bank account, your belief system, and your destiny. If you're surrounded by complainers, you will become one. If your circle laughs at your goals, get a new circle. The 1% don't have time for small talk, small dreams, or small minds. They engineer their environment. They create spaces that demand growth. They invest in mentorship. They pay to be in rooms where they're the least experienced person. That's how you grow. In 2025, audit everything. Your social media, your friend group, your routines. Because you're not just changing your life, you're building the infrastructure of your future. And it has to be airtight. Habits are your invisible architects. Discipline beats talent every single time. You can have ambition, you can have dreams, but without discipline, it's all noise. The millionaire mindset treats habits like religion. Morning routines, health, focus, time management, all dialed in. Because it's the little things done daily that create massive results over time. Success is not one big break. It's 1,000 micro decisions made in silence. The 1% know this. That's why their habits are sacred. They don't leave their mindset to chance. They stack their day with rituals that serve their goals. And while others scroll, snooze, or react, they are executing. They are winning the invisible battles no one sees. In 2025, your habits will determine your altitude. And if you don't control them, they'll control you. Start small, get consistent, track everything, turn your habits into systems, and watch your life transform one non-negotiable at a time. Time is the new currency. The broke mindset trades time for money. The millionaire mindset understands that time is money, and not just any money, the most valuable kind. Because money lost can be made back, but time, once it's gone forever. The 1% obsess over time the way others obsess over discounts. They protect it, they plan it, they buy it back by outsourcing, delegating, automating. Every second is an asset, every hour is an investment. And if your calendar is cluttered with distractions, obligations, and things that don't serve your mission, you're bleeding wealth in silence. The average person scrolls for hours a day, binge watches other people's success, and complains that they don't have time to build their own. But the 1%, they're in the lab. They're designing, creating, building, stacking small wins that compound like interest. In 2025, attention is the new oil. If you don't guard yours like your life depends on it, someone else will profit from your distraction. Control your time or be controlled forever. Decisions determine destiny. Indecision is the death of progress. The millionaire mindset understands that not deciding is still a decision, and it's usually the wrong one. The top 1% make bold, fast decisions, not because they always know what's right, but because they trust themselves enough to pivot when needed. Overthinkers get stuck in loops. Action takers build momentum. The truth is, most people know what they need to do. They're just afraid of the consequences of committing to it. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of losing comfort. But the 1% know that clarity is born through movement, not meditation. They decide, they act, they adjust. And every decision, every risk, every uncomfortable yes or brutal no, they all build the muscle of ownership. No more waiting for signs. No more asking for permission. In 2025, if you don't decide your path, someone else will decide it for you. Own your choices or be a slave to hesitation. Money flows to value, not victims. Here's the cold truth. The market doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care where you came from, how hard your life was, or how badly you want it. The marketplace rewards one thing: value. And the millionaire mindset is obsessed with creating it. While most people are focused on getting, the 1% are focused on giving. Giving more skill, more solutions, more results, because money is simply a reflection of the problems you solve and the impact you create. You want to earn more. then you need to become more valuable, more skilled, more disciplined. The victim mindset says, why me? The millionaire mindset says, how can I serve? That's why while others are complaining about the economy, the 1% are thriving. Because value doesn't crash, it doesn't inflate, it doesn't beg, it dominates. And in 2025, no one's coming with handouts. You either level up and produce, or you stay broke and complain. Harsh, maybe. True, always. Sacrifice now or suffer later. Everyone wants success, but very few want the price tag. The grind, the lonely nights, the silence, the rejection, the discipline, that's where most people check out. But the 1%, they lean in, because they know this one truth: you either sacrifice for your dream or your dream becomes the sacrifice. There is no cheat code, no shortcut, no hack, only hard choices stacked daily. Skip the party, cut off distraction, ignore the doubters, and keep swinging when the scoreboard says you're losing. Because success doesn't show up with confetti, it shows up after you've proven you're serious. And not once, every day. In 2025, the world will be divided into two kinds of people: those who sacrificed early and now live freely, and those who chased comfort and are now enslaved by regret. You get to choose which side you end up on. But don't fool yourself into thinking you can have it both ways. You can't. Your identity is your strategy. The most powerful shift you can make in 2025 is not tactical. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your identity. If you don't see yourself as the kind of person who builds wealth, executes relentlessly, leads with clarity, and dominates their lane, then no tactic, no course, no mentor will save you. The 1% start with identity. They tell themselves the story of who they are until it becomes true. They walk like it, talk like it, move like it. Even when the money's not there yet, even when the validation is missing. Because confidence doesn't come from results, it comes from alignment. If your actions and your identity don't match, you'll sabotage your own success every single time. So ask yourself, who are you becoming? Not what do you want, but who do you need to be to deserve it? Answer that and then become that person. Ruthlessly, daily, authentically. Your future depends on it. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Comfort zones are where dreams go to die. They feel good, sure, but they kill potential. The 1% don't chase comfort, they chase growth. And growth is painful, it's awkward. It's filled with imposter syndrome and doubt, but it's necessary. Because if you only do what you're comfortable doing, you'll never step into who you're capable of becoming. The millionaire mindset thrives in discomfort. It treats resistance as a compass, fear as a green light, challenge as a call to arms. In 2025, you need to rewire your brain to seek the hard things. The phone calls, the confrontations, the public speaking, the cold mornings, the late nights. You need to break the addiction to ease and build a tolerance for pressure. Because the life you want is hiding behind the thing you're avoiding. You already know what it is. Now lean in and do it. Not later, not when you feel ready. Now. Stop chasing approval. Chase results. The need to be liked is the most expensive addiction no one talks about. The truth is, the millionaire mindset does not beg for validation. It doesn't wait for applause. It doesn't dilute its ambition to make others feel comfortable. The 1% are often misunderstood, criticized, laughed at until they win. Then suddenly, everyone gets quiet. In 2025, if you're still seeking permission to be great, you'll stay stuck. Because approval from the masses requires you to play small. And you can't play small and think big at the same time. The world rewards courage, not compliance. If you're scared of being judged, remember this: people are already judging you. So you might as well do something worth being judged for. The moment you stop caring about opinions is the moment you start building real momentum. The only metric that matters: progress. The only validation you need: results. Everything else is noise. Millionaires think in DECADES, not days. Most people live in 24-hour cycles. They're reactive, chasing dopamine, living for the weekend. But the 1% play a completely different game. They think long, they think big. They make moves today that won't pay off for months or years because they understand compound growth. The millionaire mindset isn't built around urgency, it's built around strategy. It doesn't panic when results don't show up immediately. It doubles down. It digs deeper. It plants seeds and patiently waters them every day. That's why, while others jump from trend to trend, the 1% are quietly stacking assets, skills, and leverage. They're not trying to win the day, they're trying to win the decade. In 2025, if you want to build generational wealth, you have to zoom out. Delay gratification. Commit to consistency over intensity. Because the real flex isn't how fast you rise, it's how long you last. Focus is your superpower. In a world drowning in distractions, the person who can focus is unstoppable. The 1% guard their attention like their life depends on it, because it does. Focus is how you finish. Focus is how you dominate. Focus is how you break through when everyone else gives up. It's not enough to be talented in 2025. You have to be focused. One mission, one target, one obsession at a time. Multitasking is a myth, and shiny object syndrome is killing more dreams than failure ever will. Millionaires don't get seduced by noise. They don't chase 10 things. They master one thing, scale it, automate it, and then move on. You want to unlock the mindset of the elite. Learn to say no. Protect your bandwidth. Design your life so you have space to go deep, not wide. Because deep work builds legacy. Wide work builds burnout. The world owes you nothing, and that's your advantage. Entitlement is the enemy of growth. The moment you believe you deserve success just because you've been working hard is the moment you start losing. The 1% know they're owed nothing, and that realization sets them free. Because when you believe nothing is guaranteed, everything becomes opportunity. You stop complaining. You start creating. You stop waiting. You start executing. In 2025, success belongs to the self-reliant, the gritty, the resilient, the ones who have stopped romanticizing fairness and started building leverage. No one's going to save you, and that's not depressing, it's empowering, because it means you don't have to wait anymore. Not for luck, not for help, not for the right time. You already have what it takes. You just need to act like it. When you win internally, you win externally. Everything starts in the mind, before the business, before the body, before the money. If you haven't conquered your internal world, your external world will never reflect your potential. That's why the 1% invest just as heavily in mindset as they do in strategy. They know that doubt is a virus. That insecurity is sabotage. That success begins with self-talk, belief, and mental clarity. If your thoughts are toxic, your life will be too. If your beliefs are broken, your results will be inconsistent. So the millionaire mindset puts mental mastery at the top of the pyramid. Meditation, journaling, coaching, silence. They do whatever it takes to stay sharp, stay grounded, and stay aligned. In 2025, the war is mental, and the one who masters their mind will own the battlefield. Legacy over luxury. At some point, the cars, watches, and vacations stop being motivating. And what's left? Legacy. That's the final level. That's what the millionaire mindset is really about, not just having money, but having meaning. Not just stacking paper, but building something that lasts. The 1% are driven by more than profit. They're driven by impact, by the idea that their work will live beyond them, that their life meant something. In 2025, the real flex isn't showing off, it's showing up. It's leading, teaching, building, creating, giving. The 1% aren't just focused on becoming rich, they're focused on becoming unforgettable. And if that's what you want too, then you have to stop thinking about what you can extract and start thinking about what you can build. Closing words. The clock is ticking. You don't need more inspiration. You don't need another video, another book, another motivational quote. What you need is to decide right now. That you're done playing small, that you're done waiting, that from this day forward you will show up with the mindset, the hunger, and the discipline of the 1%. Because the life you want isn't coming, it's waiting. It's already there. It's just sitting behind the version of you that refuses to compromise. So stop waiting for your circumstances to change. You change. Stop hoping for opportunities to land in your lap. You create them. Stop looking around for the secret. You are the secret. Everything you need is already inside you. All you have to do is unlock it.